Pam Bondi stood in the grand, imposing courtroom, her pulse steady despite the judge's cold gaze. The murmurs in the gallery swelled like an incoming tide, waves of hushed voices rippling through the room. The case had garnered national attention, but not for the reasons one might expect. Today, she wasn't defending a high-profile client or delivering a landmark argument. She was standing trial for the simple act of wearing a small gold cross pinned to the lapel of her tailored suit. The courtroom had seen its fair share of controversy, but this was different. The judge, a stern-faced man with a reputation for strict adherence to legal technicalities, had ordered Pam to remove the cross, citing courtroom decorum and separation of church and state. Pam, unwavering in her conviction, had refused. It wasn't an act of defiance, nor a political statement, but a deeply personal symbol of faith, one that had guided her through life's trials and triumphs. "I find Ms. Bondi in contempt of court," the judge finally declared, his voice echoing off the high ceilings. The sound of his gavel striking would felt like a final punctuation mark on the moment. "She will be fined $5,000 for non-compliance." A hushed gasp filled the room. Pam remained poised, lifting her chin slightly as she absorbed the ruling. $5,000 wasn't a small sum, but that wasn't what mattered. It was the principle. The cross, her faith, was a part of who she was. As the courtroom emptied, Pam felt a gentle tug on her sleeve. She turned to see a frail woman, perhaps in her 70s, her eyes brimming with tears. "Ms. Bondi," the woman whispered, "you reminded me of my daughter today." She stood firm in her faith, no matter the cost. Pam smiled warmly and grasped the woman's hands. "Then she must have been an incredible woman." The woman nodded, gripping her hands a moment longer before disappearing into the departing crowd. Later that evening, as Pam sat in her office overlooking the city skyline, her phone buzzed. A call from an unfamiliar number. Pam Bondi speaking. A deep voice came through the line. "Ms. Bondi, I watched your case today. I'm a defense attorney, and I've seen many legal battles fought, but today was different. Your integrity struck a chord with me. I want to help you." She sat up straight. "Help me?" "I did some digging. The fine issued against you may not hold up under legal scrutiny." The judge acted beyond his jurisdiction. Pam's mind whirred. She had assumed the fine was an unfortunate but inevitable consequence of her decision. But what if it wasn't? 2 days later, she stood in court again, this time armed with new arguments. The defense attorney had been right. The judge's ruling had overstepped its bounds. With eloquence and precision, she dismantled the foundation of the fine, citing precedents and constitutional protections. The judge's expression shifted from confident to uncertain. Then, after what felt like an eternity, he sighed. "Upon review, the fine is revoked. Ms. Bondi, you are free to go." A stunned silence filled the room before applause erupted from the spectators. Pam exhaled slowly, absorbing the moment. She hadn't just defended herself, she had upheld something far greater, the right to stand for one's beliefs. Outside the courtroom, reporters swarmed, microphones flashing. But before she addressed them, she spotted the elderly woman from before, standing quietly at the edge of the crowd. Pam walked over, taking her hands once more. "Your daughter," she said softly. "She must have been proud of you too." The woman smiled, eyes shining. "Today, you reminded me of her courage. And that means everything." As Pam finally turned to the cameras, she wasn't just a lawyer who had won a case. She was a testament to the power of conviction, kindness, and the unwavering strength that comes from standing firm in one's beliefs. And that, more than any legal victory, was what truly mattered. Here's your emotional and inspiring short story, crafted to engage and uplift. Let me know if you'd like any refinements.